Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back. It is a Thursday night. That means it's our second round of Mindustry. Yesterday, we ended up finally, after much sacrificing Spickrots, we were able to get, what was it? What was the level again? I can't remember. It was, Extraction Outpost. Yes, we were able to finish out Extraction Outpost. But after that, we kind of finagled and messed around a little bit. Well, finagle's a bad term. I used that word earlier today, and it stuck in my head. We kind of messed around and didn't really get anything done. What I found out is that, okay, so something that didn't computate in my head is that each sector essentially has its own resources. So when I go in, it's all the resources that I take. So if I jump back to another location, that's all the resources that place has got, as opposed to taking with me. So, when I went back in earlier today to check on the Tainted Woods, I didn't have anything that I was having inside the tar fields. So, that doesn't work. So I have abandoned the tar fields, reset it and everything. But the Tainted Woods, not the tar fields. Went to the tar fields and I actually did some work. So let me go ahead and show you what I've got here. So I've rearranged some stuff. I've got launch pads going. So we're bringing in the thorium because we have very little of it here. So when we get it here, the thorium then goes flying up here to where I've repositioned the phase weavers to get the phase fabric going. I give it a booster, so it's going super fast now. I honestly love how quickly this thing runs. So it's now running super quick with all of the sand and stuff like that. It's awesome, honestly. I had to extend the routers out a little bit. I put in another silicone place because I was actually running out of silicone, sending it up to Surge Alloy. So I did that. I reworked some of the stuff through here. In terms of the things, I just started throwing more of the overdrive projectors over, and it's actually been helping quite a bit. So yeah, I've been doing that. Moved a couple things around, had to rework some stuff. Yeah, so we now have Surge Alloy up here, and as you can see up the top, I have everything full right now. So let it sit and work for a bit. So, the Surge Alloy up here is being made, and this is where the silicon was getting sent, and was slowing down. So it gets launched up here. I then realized, oh, I'm actually going to run out of silicon if I keep this up. Let's make another silicon factory. So I did so, and it's here, but we were running out of lead. So the lead that's over here, I also reworked this. This was all titanium stuff. This is all titanium stuff here. I've moved it over, and realized that I had some power issues going in some of these places, so I ended up fixing that. So the lead gets done here, and it gets sent down to here, and down to here. So the lead now comes over to here, and goes into this silicon, and the silicon is actually going quite well now. The thorium is still here, but with what thorium we don't use, then it gets sent off. But we had to do some more power. Yeah, we moved some stuff over. But yeah, after kind of tweaking and working things around, we've been able to get things going the way I want. I had to do some lead redirection for all this. So yeah, this is the setup. We even got to the point where I actually had to get some more copper going to kind of supplement for the Surge Alloy. Surge Alloy takes a lot of materials. But yeah, after I got all of this more or less set up, I had to retweak the titanium running a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, everything's done. And honestly, this is just really, really cool. I have all of this coming through here and just working like crazy. So now that that's all done, we're now going to decide where we're going to go. So I was wondering if I should do the Tainted Woods or if I should actually go off to get the tsunami, because that was the whole point of the Extraction Outpost mission, is because you had to unlock that before you could go and do the one that has, which I think is Naval Fortress, I think? It's this one over here, Naval Fortress, yes, and it's extreme. The problem is, I don't want to hit an extreme mission yet, despite the fact that I actually could. So we have a couple different options here. We have Testing Grounds, we have the Atolls, which is high, and it's a base mission. We have Overgrowth, we have Tainted Woods, and we have the Nuclear Production Complex. I kind of want to go to the Nuclear Production Complex because, number one, I've unlocked a lot of the stuff that's there. Two, I've gotten more of the materials and stuff going. And three, we've unlocked some weapons. So, I also went through the research and made sure that I unlocked a couple things. So, we have unlocked the Meltdown. So this is the one that does a continuous laser beam, which will be kind of fun. There's one sitting there that's available to shoot the enemy target zone. So that's kind of fun. But we also got the Foreshadow, which essentially is a long-term sniper rifle. And it sounds awesome. I don't know what it takes to build. Oh, yeah, that's right. So it takes copper, meta, silicon, plastinium, and surge alloy. And it looks like it takes surge alloy to fire. So, yeah, this could be kind of fun. I'm thinking of potentially going through and redoing large chunks of the nuclear stuff, kind of to work in more with what the map default had, because it had these big areas where you were able to pump water through. My biggest concern is that the spawn point is probably going to change when we go there, because there's two places it can spawn. They're in the same part of the map, but they're in the different spots where you actually have to set up defenses. So I think you guys might remember when I tried my first attempt, it was on the upper spawn point, and then it changed to the lower spawn point. So I had to redirect stuff, and we got all the way to the last boss, to the Guardian, which was a giant flying something that was just absolutely tearing me to bits. I'm not expecting that to happen this time because we've actually gotten better gear, we've unlocked some more content, and I'm going in with a better expectation of what's going to happen. So, I did want to take a look at something really quick. Go into our core database. I wanted to look up the... Can I see the guns in here? Yes. Okay, so we have the Cyclone. The Cyclone can take Surge Alloy. I believe I was looking it up, is that you want to use Surge Alloy with Cyclones when you're dealing with anything higher level than Pulsars, or whatever they are. What's the enemy that because you have the Megas and the Quasars. Yeah, Pulsars are the tier 2s. Quasars are the tier 3. When you start getting to the tier 3 and 4s, you kind of have to start using the bigger guns. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now. I've also built the nucleus here, so we have the nucleus going offwards. Now, something I'm going to need to figure out is, because when you start out as an alpha, and you have the core shard. When you upgrade to the core foundation, you get the beta, which is what I am now. When you get the core nucleus, you get gamma. I have not turned into gamma yet, which makes me wonder why. Because it's my 3rd degree, and it would make me faster. It will allow me to mine coal, which is kind of nice, because then you can charge up whatever and just have yourself as the resource digger. So I don't know how it's going to work. We might change into it as soon as I launch into the new system with the nucleus. I might not. I don't remember what happened when I changed from the core to the foundation. I don't know if it happened instantly, or if it was once I landed into a new mission. So, we're going to be doing that. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and take our 3rd attempt at the nuclear production facility, the production complex. Because I believe this will give us a new drill that we can use, and it's going to be a bigger version of the laser drills. We're going to go ahead and hop in here with our nucleus. Launch. So you see where a lot of this junk is right now. I'm gonna have to repair so much of this. Woo-hoo! Okay, looking at the map. Good, it's actually in the right spot. So I'm happy that it is. So essentially all of this is still good. We just have to be careful how we do everything. Now, I'm going to have to start kicking resources up immediately and start getting some power going. As you see there, that is a Spectre. Don't have the Spectre yet. I don't think so. Do we have the Spectre? I don't think so. No, we do not. The Spectre is probably... it might be this one here. I don't know. Oh, and we've changed to Gamma. We have. There I am. I'm Gamma now. So sweet. Okay, we got 4 minutes. We need to start getting some research going. We need to get some power running. All that fun stuff. I'm trying to remember what we did last time. I believe we got the energy power going. Yeah, so here's the meltdown. This is the big laser weapon, which will be extremely big, extremely nice to use for later. We have more anti-air here, but it's all... Yeah, I'm not sure. We might have to redo some stuff. Because that's all... Plastanium is running all of my anti-air. And that's not what we want. Let me see. Yeah, I'm even using the old build for my for building my units. We'll go ahead and throw this in here. Why do I have that? Oh, right. That's because it's sharing that. Forgot. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and have that going right away. The next thing we need to do is we need to get more thorium back. Yeah, that's right. So we got the thorium going, but we also are doing the free build here. So let's go ahead and get those started. Oh, you guys are hurting so bad. Okay. Okay, so I want to start by building you. And we'll get one battery going so we can just start serving that power. Hello, Zach! Hey, I had a question for you on for Elite Dangerous. It's an engineering question, so hopefully you can help me with this. Went kaboom? No, we're starting this again. This is my third attempt. So, yeah, so let me go ahead and explain what we're doing here. So this is the third attempt doing this. You remember this is the nuclear production complex. You remember being here when I attempted my first attempt and then my second? I believe Ryu was with us when that happened. Got all the way to the last Guardian, and it absolutely destroyed me. I got down to half health, but it shot basically everything to bits. So we went off and did the extraction outpost and stuff like that. So we're now back with a bunch of new tech. So we're hoping to clear it this time. On to my question. I decided that I was going to do more material stuff today. So I went ahead and ran off to a couple places and did engineering. So I went and got the power plant reworked out for my Caspian. I also went to Felicity Farseer and got the FSD engineered. But I ran into a small problem. So I started getting, because she has a couple different recipes that I can do. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that she can only do tier 3 of certain things. So I got something up to tier 3, I can't get it to tier 5. because I didn't look through the material app close enough. I thought she could do up to tier 5. She can only do up to tier 3. I believe it was for was it for shield boosters? I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, so I only was able to get stuff up to tier 3. I'm gonna have to go to one of the others. I think Cho was one of the other ones that was listed, but I don't have them unlocked yet. The question I have then is, if there's an engineer that has both of the blueprints, but one can't go all the way up, but one can I take a partially upgraded to the other person without changing any of the stats? Can I finish it upgrade? Okay, good. Because I was able to get to tier 3. I was like, do I have to start with a fresh one or not? I also ran into just don't change the effect. Okay, that's what I saw online, was the things like, if you don't change the effect, there's not a problem because of that. Which means, luckily, the other person, I believe, has other things that I can rep with, so it shouldn't be an issue. I was going to say something else. What was it? Oh, yeah. It was odd. When you put experimental effects on stuff, I don't know if I found a bug or if there's certain conditions to it. So at Felicity Farseer, I was getting the FSD upgraded and getting it to level 5. And I was just doing that in my ship. But when I went to try and put the experiment, I was trying to put Mass Manager on it. I couldn't do it from the ship. Even though I've been landed, even though she's full rep, and I landed specifically at her facility to do that, because I know that blueprints won't let you do it. But I couldn't apply the mass manager experimental effect onto it until I went and saw her in person. But I was able to do it for Marco Gwent when I went and got my power plant done. So is that a bug? Or is it certain experimental effects can't be done unless you talk to them in person? Because there's 3 ways. There's the blueprint, which can be done anywhere, but it doesn't increase rep if you don't have it. Nor can you put the experimental effects on. There's landing at the facility, but staying in your ship and just accessing services there. And then there's actually disembarking, walking physically to the person, and talking to them, and doing the engineering in that menu. So, did I find a bug? Or what? Because if there's a bug, I'd like to report it. But if you can do it on your ship. Okay, so I essentially found a bug then, which I should probably report, because that's annoying. I mean, it could be a load error. Fair enough. Yeah, I also had been playing the game for a couple hours, so it could have been a load error. I don't know. Yeah, I was able to find everything for it. So yeah, we're good. And then I worked myself out to. I then had a booger of a problem. I don't know what was going on. Trying to do a run out to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was able to get it applied eventually. I just had to go physically go see her rather than doing it on the ship. Weird. And then I actually ran myself out to what is the place? It's the HIP 13661. Is that the sector? It's the one where you go get your quality 4 raw materials. So I have flown out to that sector now. And so we will be doing that as stream. We will be going and exploring that, seeing stuff, and going and getting materials. So, you know what I mean. That sector out there. out where you start seeing out into the black void, essentially. Yeah, it was weird. I was doing AD Copilot. I said like, oh, I want to do the neutron jumps because I can do that, and I have a bigger jump range now. It kept doing something weird. It kept pointing to me. It kept locating me to sectors that I couldn't even jump to yet because they were too far away. I was like, what the heck? So I essentially had to kind of manually jump my way out there. It took me twice as long as I thought it needed to be. I don't know. It was weird. It was very, very weird, and it was frustrating. I was like, what am I doing wrong? I tried doing that. Well, so So ED Copilot actually takes the information from Spanch. It takes the information that it has about your stuff, and it plugs it into the Spanch, and Spanch will spit out the information. So I actually went to Spanch, and it was spitting out odd stuff. It was like, okay, I have... So normally it would have been 25 jumps, but I put it through the Neuron Star plotter. It said, okay, we have 6 jumps, 10 jumps in total, or something like that. But it kept jumping me out to like... It kept pointing me at the location of the star, which is over 1,000 light years away. Can't make that jump. But then it tried doing closer ones, and it said, we're going to jump you out to like 400 light years away. I still couldn't make the jump. And every time I tried to, it would be like 20 or 30. I don't know. I think that there was a problem with... I'd also been playing the game for a little bit, so I think it was just having loaded errors or something, because it said, it's like, okay, we're going to jump you out to this one. This one's 360 away. It's like, when I tried it would say, you can't actually make that jump. You're over by... It gave you a fuel thing or whatever. It limits you, like, you're over your limit or something. It's like, what? Anyway, I don't know what happened with it. I hope it's just... I haven't used that very often, but I felt like it was just messing up for me. And I don't know what was going on. Very odd, yes. Just straight up very odd. Anyway, that all being said, we're going to go ahead and work on getting some other stuff done. Do you know what we... Well... yeah, we're going to want to have those... Gonna want to go ahead and grab those ollies. Like I said, I don't understand what was going on with it. It was very weird. One way or another, it's done. We're out there. It'll be fun to see, because I jumped into the system and it was like, hey, there's a bunch of discoveries here. Oh boy. So I found like 3 different star types that I hadn't seen before. There's a bunch of there was a bunch of I was getting all kinds of things for like geological stuff, which I don't particularly care about, but you know, still kind of important. Let's see. What's our power level? Power's doing okay there. Let's see. Then that is our... Yeah, that was silicon stuff, so that can get going. Yeah, it was a whole thing. I also spent some time going through the HGEs. If you remember me telling you about that, I ended up going in a Corsair. I ended up going and getting Corsair, and it's kind of bare bones at the moment, but it was still kind of nice to actually, you know, fly around in a Corsair. A lovely looking ship. Yeah, I had to, when I was starting to buy stuff up, because I was able to kind of mash together a couple of builds people have gotten that are kind of like multi-role, kind of built for power play stuff, kind of to do the power play assignments and do things like that. And so I started doing that, but then I realized, oh, I actually have to turn some of the stuff off because I don't have good enough power yet, because everything that they had was engineered. So, kind of a learning experience, but yeah, it's still kind of fun to do all that. Okay, let's see, what are we going to do first? Okay, we have all of that up there. Oh boy, let's see. I will admit, though, that in the Corsair, it felt like the, when you are... The menu, when you're doing things like going into Super Cruise or scooping from a star, something like, it felt like it was a lot closer than I was expecting. I don't know if it's because the cockpit is very far forward front in the ship, or what have you, because I didn't feel like that when it was in the Mandalay, but for some reason it feels like that in the Corsair. I feel like I've adjusted the seat and I'm all the way forward rather than being kind of comfy, you know. It's a weird description. Okay, let's see. We needed to get... I had all kinds of stuff going on here. I need to get the power going, actually. Power... It's down here, right? When I blew myself up. Because I was a dummy. I think I moved the power... Where did I move the power? Did I move it up here? I don't remember where I put it. Did I even set up a... Because I think I set up nuclear at some point. I set up thorium stuff around here. Where did I put it? It's not... I can't seem to locate it. It was down here. Then I had it blow up on me. Is it still down here? I thought I'd moved it or something. Because that's the drill. So I know I had a differential. Because the differential got me going, and then I started making the thorium stuff. I am terribly lost. Oh! I put him here. I think. No, those look like... What are those? Are those differentials? I think those are differentials there. What have we got? I think those are my differentials. No. Because that's water. That's cryo. What was I using? Was this a different... It might be a different build. Because I've gotten through some different schematics since then, so... Yeah, I think that's where they were. We're over here, which was actually kind of dumb because all the flying units came this way. Yeah, I think that's where they were, but it's an older... Yeah, because I had basic ones down here. And then I was originally using a schematic that had the smart... Yeah, it had the logic to it. But I found it had issues. So I had replaced it and did something different. I replaced it with this thorium reactor instead. So yeah, at some point it was like that. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't like coming back to missions like this where I've actually built stuff up, because it's like, okay, that's what I did when I was doing it previously. I don't remember what order I did it, and some of the stuff has been removed because it was obsolete and it had to be, I had to make better stuff. So it's like, okay, now what do I do to get things going again? So this won't work, but the new thorium stuff will, but we also have to get the cryo going. I'm just looking over the Phantom prints and see if I could find something kind of nearby. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rework that. And that would make sense that it was an older one because I don't have a cryo line going to that. It's making the cryo right on the blueprint. Which is why I got it in the first place. That way I could just make it's making cryo by pulling water with water extractors and immediately turning the coolant. But we're not doing that this time. Okay. If that's the case, well, we can work some stuff out because yeah, there's some stuff there that we can do. So if we had our anti-air there, we can actually shift the other stuff a different way. Let's go ahead and grab our thorium and flip those to the other direction. Yeah, that's gonna be better. We did that. That leaves enough space for us to put in the... Yeah, that works. Because then we could shift along the left axis, making power. Yeah, that'll be fine. We're not going to use any of that scrap anyway, so that should be fine. If we load up like this, we can then have it come back around the other way if we need to. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. We also will need to build the RTGs to get us going. We'll just need some power up here. Anyway, let's see. All right. Let's get this worked on. We have power. All right. Oh, you know what? That's backwards. Nope, destroy it. Get rid of it. Thank you. Need to flip it. Now, was there a... There was a power thing. Right there. Want to yank that so we got power in. Start charging up the batteries. And then this flip. That way. Thank you. Okay. We also need to get the cryo going. Cryo's going to be far more important this time around. Let's see. Cryo fluid. Let's see. Water flowing that way. By default, it's going that direction. Okay, that works. Yeah, that'll be fine. I hate being indecisive. Let's see. Oh, looks like we had a slight disconnect with the chat there. Odd. That's good. That's good. That's good. We had We'll reclaim that because that's all free energy there. We have power sources. There we go. There. I'm gonna grab those. Grab that as well. Activates that. It's repairing, guys. Off you go. Let's see. Okay, we need to get the water flowing over here. We also need to get the power going. There was a power. Aha. That one, I think. Good. The water going. So every time we have to upgrade the cryo, we have to go backwards, but that won't be a bad thing. Water going, water flowing into the system. We will have the cryo when it comes out in this direction. Okay. So also got the thorium here. All of that. I'm not going to be using that, so let's go ahead and get rid of it. Not nearly as effective. Okay, that's all filled in. What's there? Yes, I remember. Okay. Now that is actually going to need to be changed. Go and change that. Do the run around here and feed into here, like so. Okay. We need to get the titanium going. Where is that enemy unit? There he is. Hi, you little silly little thing. All right. Oh, yep. Let's do that. Where's that other poly? Go ahead and get started repairing, boys. I need back to here. Good. Get that model back up. Oh, second here. We'll go ahead and have you just repair stuff. Okay, now. Now that titanium is also going back along the thing here, I believe, to get back to the main base. Okay, so we're starting getting power. Got power output now. Very healthy amount of power. All right. So now that we've done that, we can start getting other things going. All the plastanium in these need to actually go away, because they're not going to be useful anymore. Go ahead and take these. Let's see. Okay, that's all saved up, ready to go. What was that connected to? Was that connected just to water? I think it was. Water's pretty cheap. That's gonna be all of our anti-air. And for the time being, that'll do. Not gonna have tons of we're not gonna have a ton of anti-air stuff that we need to deal with. Let's see. Okay. So now that we did that, we start getting a couple of things going. Let's see. What's our... Yeah, the first thing we need to do is we need to start getting the other resources going, I think. How much power do I have in this little unit? Drop you back in there. You're all going to come with me. That little unit, we have 198. Is that enough for an overdrive? Because I would love to get an overdrive kicking. Not nearly enough. But if we hook up the system, we'll have more. So, give me a second. Where is the other... Ah, there's that. Let me go through and reconnect a couple of these things. I don't see anything in the way of another power unit. Okay, got that going. And then if we throw on the overdrive projector here, so it's just working these factories and this stuff here. That build faster. And we can also have more units going because I have a nucleus now rather than a foundation. So let's see. That's powered up. We're making sand. We're getting some graphite going. But we can do a couple things to make it better. What I had here going was actually perfectly fine as is, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. Okay, we got the water going. We got water flowing. Fabulous. Okay. That's right. This is where our power station used to be. And then one got blown up. And the flying unit is dead? Yes. Good. Okay. Hmm. This is going to be a lot of resources just to rebuild. I kind of don't want to crap myself out on it, but I don't have a choice. Let's see here. There's power over here. We want to get this meltdown updated at some point. Not sure when. Oh, good. That has a bunch of ammo in it still. Huh. We're not going to be using that ammo. We're going to be using blast. Blast or... Can we take... Yeah, we're going to have to change this. If we're going to change the... If we're going to have the surge go into something, maybe the surge will be okay for these ones. Well, the surge over here, because this has to defend against everything just blowing up all my power base. So, let's see. Okay, give me a second here. I need to do the underflow gate first. That. I'm gonna take the rest. Then it was jumping the gap. Right. Just kind of odd to see the decisions that I made back when I made like 3 weeks ago. Because we skipped a week for the Shark Week specials. And then we went and did 2 other maps between these. That's a couple weeks. Then we're coming back to it now. Okay, I'm only going to feed in the salvo stuff because that's all we're going to need for right now. Age comes wisdom. Yes, and with time comes better tech. And that's right, I had the fuses here for anything that wanted to come in and bypass all my stuff. That's right, we couldn't do any more than that. It was just going to get blown up. Let's see. We also want to have that. Oh, by all means, yeah, go on, Zach. You've had probably a very long week, so I hope to see you tomorrow. We will be doing Elite Dangerous stuff. We will go exploring and codex discovering, all kinds of fun stuff. I don't know how far we're going to get, but yeah, that's kind of on my plan, is to get all the material stuff done, then head back to the bubble to take part in the community goal, and then continue on with getting materials and engineering. Yeah, take it easy, buddy. All right, let's see. We had another power thing here. Did we not? It's so weird when I'm trying to find the power nodes. Ah, there's one. There's one. Into that one. We had that one. Aha! There we go. Okay, that should be good for now. Don't need to worry about any more of that. Let's go ahead and get this plastinium kind of running. Even though it's not crazy important, might as well. Let's see. Did we have a overflow for that thorium? I don't know if we did. We might have. I just don't remember. Not really. Okay. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we just need to kind of get stuff back to the core and then slowly start building things back up to where they were. So. Hey, in terms of our resources, yeah, we need to get the silicon going again. Silicon was up here. We need to start getting these resources again. What? There we go. You don't talk to those, but talk to that. Yep. I'm trying to remember. Why do we have the search towers? Because I think the search towers, we use the search towers to get all the power around when we started, I think. Okay, we don't have power here. That's right. We had a differential up here because of that. I don't think we really need to use the differential, though, because... because we're going to have a different power source. We just need to get everything hooked up to that power source. Oh, nice. Hang on. There has to be another power node around here. Is that it? Nope. That's the plastanium, which we still will need to do. Let's see, where is the power node? There's a power node there. Oh, maybe it was connected to the plastanium. That'd explain it. Okay. Okay, power. We are in trouble with the power. Let's go ahead and get the next run of thorium reactors going. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do a separate with the unloaders? Or do I want to pack them in? Let's pack them in. Because we have the line right there. Just steal from it. Okay. Run that thorium in there. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Go ahead and take care of those RTGs. Okay. I'm gonna do a slight change here. I like doing grouped power nodes. So this power node, touching these, this disconnects from those, but connects to that. There's one link. Okay, so now we got even more power going. We're back up to, we've gained another 6,000. Great. Let's see. Let's go ahead and start rebuilding this. Let's go ahead and take our guys. Let's have them start repairing things. I believe this was our, yeah, this was our pyrite creation. So got all that. Okay, there's a power node that is not connected here. Okay. We got water going, we got repair stuff going. Sand going. Move over here and grab the coal and stuff. Care about that. There's some big batteries up here. I want to connect to those. Okay. And those connect to that. And I think we wanted to actually build a couple more. Okay, we're hurting on that. We're hurting on that silicon. We need to get that going. And make sure that's going so then we're not running out. Okay. Did all kinds of stretches to try and get this water over here. My gosh. Ran right through here. Had to jump the had to jump the water here again. Pipe here again. That's right. Here we go. This pipe. We'll get back to that, because that's going to be our... that stuff. Okay. Just kind of have myself running around, grabbing all that stuff. I'm just running off to whatever. Okay. Okay, then we had stuff here. Let's see what we have here, because we might need to actually yoink some of this to different spots. That's right, we had a little bit of backup here for the... that stuff. We're actually not going to do that. We're just going to have the plastanium just continue on through, I think. Yeah. We're not going to have it split off and do its own thing. So, nope, 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 nope. I assume there's nothing in the vault. Back to repairing. Okay. Go ahead and call that. Go ahead and remove that. That needs to be something different. I do not see another power thing over here. Okay, got that. Go ahead and have you guys start repairing things. Yep, there we go. I bet that's why I was going on a different path. Didn't think I was. I must have. Okay, all that silicon going back into the thing. There we go. Get those numbers back up. Upsy daisy. Okay, now that we've got the silicon, that stuff done, we need to get some other stuff going as well. Power going. Lovely. I think there's another plastanium. Are we gonna need another plastanium? I don't know if we do. And why is this one stopped? It's powered. Hmm. Maybe the bridges are all goofed up. I don't know. Let me take this down, my friends, so we can continue on. Okay, got that. Get the stadium. Where is it? There it is. Around. Flip over. There we go. Break away. All right. Start repairing, boys. Repair, repair, repair. Ah! What happened there? Odd. Okay. Just had some things just kind of blow up, like, instantly. That was weird. Okay. What are we hurting on? We're hurting on, our graphite. Graphite was down here. Assist me. Bunch of lead over here, if we ever need to more. Okay. Let's get this graphite going. Cool. I didn't realize that I could do that. I think that's new. I think it's a newer thing. Okay, there's the power. Good. Means we don't need that. Debatable. Let's see. There, that hooks up there. I think that hits everything. That can also hit that one. Nice. There's a lot of thorium here, so we might take some thorium and send it to another sector. That actually would be a bad idea. Super Healy Beams! What? It's kind of fun. Steps. Now, why do we have stuff there? What? Not sure. That's odd. Very odd. Some of the stuff's just kind of blowing up on its own. It's not getting damaged in any way. Odd. I don't know why it's doing it. There we go. Some of them go off to do that. We do have a place where we could set up search alloy, though. It's up here. There's titanium, there's lead, there's copper, and there's sand. Sounds fabulous. We can set up all the water we have because it's all over ice. So, there's a thought. We're going to get to it eventually. I'm not going to do it now, but that's the plan. Okay, what are we hurting on at the moment? Not a whole lot. The silicon's still rough, but we're getting there. We can get the plastinium going. Once we set that up, then we can get the... Then we can start actually rebuilding up our defenses here. There we go. Everything's functioning again. Ha 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 ha. I'll repair things, my little workers. Just so busy. These little bumblebees. Buzzing all around. And stuff up. Fabulous. We're actually going to cancel this. Okay, hold on a second. So, the titanium. I guess we do need that titanium to do something. Let's go ahead and do another thing of thorium. Flipped. I don't think there's anything used there, yeah. Okay, everything's built back up to where it was. Fabulous. That's right, we were going to get more power in so we could get more oil going by pumping the water. That's right. Let's see. Extractor, what's our best spot? Yeah, this needs to be reworked. I think we'll do that. In a minute here. Okay. Let's see. See, water feeds that, but it's probably going to feed our... Yeah. So it's all needs to be reworked. Down, break down, break down, break down. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. How does that sit on there? But yeah, there's gonna be some gaps. Not a huge deal. Man, if we were able to get a nice big shale spot, that would be great. There's kind of one here. Not the greatest though. Gonna have to see where that sits. What? We'll go there. I think that'll work fine. Oil. Bump. And the whole thing needs to shift sideways. That. And that. Okay. Not perfect, but it's gonna be more effective. So. Okay, so the water feeds in that way, and I would have this be its own pump. Okay. Then the sand needs to get fed in. That. Excuse me. Actually, we're going to go ahead and wreck that, and I'll be fine. Yeah, the water needs to be changed, though. That water pipe sitting there getting my cryo, not exactly the best spot. Kind of impeding. Just a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll actually move it. Very quickly. Move it. Water back in. There we go. Fabulous. We need to move the sand. Sand here, and then if we warp the sand down, that'll be fine. Yeah, so let me think here. We do a phase conveyor. Like that. We have the sand feed in. Have it split halfway, I guess. Yeah, if it's a router or something, that'll be fine. Oh, that is going to cause... Yeah, that'll be fine. I was going to say that was going to cause some problems with us getting our oil out, but we're going to figure that out anyway. Let's see. Oil. Oil. Let's see. Boop. Boop, I guess. Good. And honestly, that was actually a bit overboard, honestly. So I actually don't need to do that. Just put water extractors. I think at this point I completely forgot about water extractors. A couple water extractors over here. In fact, they'll even be more effective because they're water extractors on snow. There we go. So that doesn't need to be there anymore. That removes some of the water stress out of that system. If we do pipe that jumps here to here, you then have it that way. Goes down this way, across, and in. Like that. Just work out pretty well. Let's get that sand going now. Okay. So water, a little liquid router here. Boop, boop, boop. Are we getting oil out? A little bit. Enough to keep us in production, so I'll take that. Though, to be fair, if I did this instead, an overflow instead. This. Okay. Okay, so this is all set up. This is all repaired. It's all good for the most part. Repair, repair, repair. Just swarm it. Repair things. Okay. Let's repair all of that. Good, good, good. I want to put a force projector here, I think. Just to kind of give everything a little bit more defense. Force projector. Force projector. Force projector. Da-da-da. Now it's safe. Okay. Now, the... feeding water into the system. The meltdown can take cryo, and I think I should give it cryo. So let's go ahead and make sure it's now its own separate thing. Once we've done that, we actually should start getting phase fabric going. Placinium is building right now. We haven't really touched anything else, which is good. Oh yeah, we need to get more oil over here. Cool. What's the whole point of doing that? That actually's not gonna be a good setup, huh? Hang on a second. If we do that, will we kind of do a flipped? Hmm. Maybe I really should have put the power stuff up here instead. Probably would have been a little better. Had I yanked it up into the steel corridor up there. Oh, well. Okay. We're gonna make this work. We need to get the pipeline kind of started. Let's see. We need to do a bridge to there. Is there a better way I can set this up? Oil. Hmm. I guess, you know what we could actually do? We could remove this. Because that gives us more sand, which gives us more oil. And we actually don't need the thermal generators anymore. So why don't we do that instead? We can always get more. We can always get more power. Because we have thorium stuff now. water into there. Give me a second here. We also need to do this. Bum-ba-do-do. Bum-ba-do-do. Okay. Now that we've got that going. Oh, we need to send more sand up here. Shoot. Forgot about that. I guess we do have a bunch of scrap here. We could start making extra sand. Okay, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to put another unloader here. And we're going to fill this with plastanium, just to kind of handle the nasties for the time being. We eventually will remove that, and we'll get other stuff going. Okay, these are good. We just need to get the oil out of them now. There we go. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay, that works. More in the way of the planetarium. Just filling all that stuff up. Good. Good, good, good. Plastanium's going. All the extras going. Lovely. Where am I still missing stuff? Okay, so we have to make our own little cryo setup here. This. For this meltdown. It's going to take a place where we can get a bunch of extra titanium. Or we could just do the water and not worry about it. But yeah, what's the cost of the meltdown? The meltdown takes that, and then what's the usage? Units a second. Honestly, it's going to be super useful to have. Too bad I don't have something equivalent of a mass driver for liquids. I would have to do some kind of like a payload thing. I don't know how to do that. So. Okay. Everything's feeding back into the system. Everything's repaired. I think we're good. I want to say there were some places where I could get the where I could get some more titanium, but I'm not seeing them actually. Hmm. Everything just goes boom nearby. Let's not worry about the cryo that way. But let's get some other stuff going. So we need to get phase fabric going. We can well, do we really need to worry about phase fabric? Probably not, but we do need to worry about the surge alloy. Because that is going to be our clincher for any of the big flying units. So we really do need to get that going. Let's go ahead and throw out a surge tower here. That'll do. And then we'll take back the surge tower over here because it's doing nothing. And that one as well. Okay. Let me think. Okay, so we have titanium here. Needs to get sent over. We have the copper. It can get sent over. The lead needs a hike. Oh, that's not hard. Silicon is the biggest problem, I think. We need to have a dedicated silicon system. I think we do a smaller silicon factory down here. Yeah, that's the trick. We're getting it fairly quick, so maybe we can send it over and just have it do that. I mean, the entire time I'm going to be sending silicon over, it's not going for literally anything else. We might as well crank away and get a good use out of it. Let's see. honestly, I think this needs to be reworked. This is a little slow. We could probably do something better. So if we did... I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. Just for a moment. Let's go ahead and do a... phase conveyor. There. Well, I think we moved that. Let's change this. Let's see. Looking up here, what is slowing us down the most? The sand, by the look of it. Yeah, we're nothing in the way of the sand. The coal is kind of struggling. We can change that. And flip. Ah, it's not too far. Well, it's a nice thought. Da-da-da-da-da. Just went shredding through all that stuff. It's great. Boom, 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 boo, doo, doo. So I think what I actually need to do is I need to set this up as a... Ah, that doesn't really do anything for me, does it? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Mhm. Da-da-da. Okay. Well, that. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a... I think a bigger... Let's make like a bigger tank or something. Oh, wrong ones. Make sure that I get enough sand going in there. That's cranking away, cranking away. There we go. Okay, good. We're back up to where we need to be. So... Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Okay, so we get the lead over here. So we need to rework this a little bit. Hey, I'll happily take that slight change there. Okay, power-wise, best driver now. There. Jump all the way over to here. Higher rather than lower. Okay. You get our drills going. What's the highest that they can do? 163. Okay. Good. And then we can take the here and here. That's right. More power over here. Okay. Okay, and then we split off some water here. Liquid. Liquid. Silly little things. Heat water up, get them really going. Get them going. Okay. Here. Ozone. That goes to that. Okay, get water there. There. Good. Everything's packed up. We just need the silicon. So, we need to start yanking from somewhere. Let me think. I grab a I did this last time. I think it helped a lot. We'll grab a vault. We need a lot of this. Okay. Okay, next spot to jump from. Actually, that's a great spot. Right there. Actually, yeah. Okay. We're then going to do a container. Do an unloader here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see. We need to have a underflow gate. There. Jumps to there. Let me do one more thing here. One even better, because we're probably going to use that area for some more stuff, maybe. Oh, what? We can do that when we do that. We'll keep it there. That's fine. That's perfectly fine how it is. Okay. Now we've got Surge. That's Surge Alloy. Woohoo! Now, Surge Alloy in particular, we need to get hooked up to another mass driver. I love mass drivers. Don't try to use them too much, but oh my gosh, they are wonderful. Ooh, our power is looking crap. Oh yeah, that's definitely not good. Hold on. Not good, not good, not good, not good. Need more power. All right. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and break this. Actually, don't want that. Let's see. We want to get a... What does this thing use? This thing uses power as well, but it uses surge alloy? Well, we have options there. Let's see. We need to do another container, maybe? Now, we're probably going to go through that search stuff pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and throw in a vault here. Then we need to have a unloader. It's going to have the surge protector in it. Surge alloy. We need a... bridge. Wrong one. Wrong one. Okay, so these are going to be filled up with our surge alloy. Anything extra is going to get fed back into the system. Overflow gate there. That hooks up there. Good. Awesome. Okay. Power-wise, how we sitting? Sitting okay? I think we are. Oh, yeah, we're doing fine. Okay. Now, because we set that, because we did that, we set it up how we did. I am going to actually put in some of this steam, this thermal back as well. Repower. Why are you to everything? My gosh. Let's connect to this. All you need. Something. Wonderful. Okay, now, we need to get... that. Okay, good. Shoot there. Shoot there. It immediately unloads into there. Wonderful. Do a little bit of a cackle. All right, there we go. Everything's powered up. Everything's ready to go. Whoopee! Okay, now let's see. Oh, do you know what would actually work really, really well with this? The thorium I've got sitting there. Just put RTGs down. Actually, you know what? We need to change those. Did that. Like that. That works. Now we do another overflow gate right there. I would go to a bridge. Bridge jumps over. We have it split. There. And go into each of these. We put all, and then we put some, this thing has no power. We need to put power on it. Sure, that grabs. Now I've got power. And then, probably needs protection, honestly. Now that that's all full, it's now powering that. We've got power. Fabulous. And that should be plenty, because that's 270. What's 270 times 6? That's 250 times 6 would be 1,500? Closer to 1,600, actually. Actually, pretty good. And then we need to get water into this. Go ahead and do a thing of water right there. Water. Wonderful. That's kind of our oopsie thing if we really need to. if things start kind of breaking through, that's our oopsie. So, the foreshadow. How big a shot is that? Oh my gosh, it's huge. Oh, shoot. Oh, that was really dumb. I didn't think about that. I did not think about having the surge going in there and kind of screwing things up. Let's clog the system. Shoot. Ugh. Go ahead and break that. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a second line or something. That. Just wasted all that. All right. Okay, hang on a second. Now, that's not gonna mess me up further down the line, because it's just grabbing it would only be grabbing that, the plastinium. Okay. So. Bum. You know what? That meltdown's actually not that useful. How much could I put the foreshadow in? Because the foreshadow can shoot at everything. It only takes 600 units of power. So 3 of these. Is it the same size? I think it's the same size. It is. Okay. Give me a moment here. If we can rework this, I will. Okay, if I took the plastinium, because we're just warping it over, just do that instead. Warp from there to there. That works out great, actually. Okay. Just dead. Dead, 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 dead. Dead as a doornail. Love it. Yeah, we're gonna go have those just run their power down because we can. I think what we'll do. We'll have this just continue over. That works. Okay. Let's see here. A lot of plusanium. Okay. I think go around the corner, and then we'll have it do a warp. Let's change where this is located. I guess that works. So warp to there. And then you have to have a... like this. You have an overflow. That. There we go. So we now put this again. We now get the surge going down through. It warps down. Now we can start filling up the gun and the magazine. So I think that actually works better if we do this. Might not work. Yeah, apparently it needs to have more than one space, which is annoying. There we go, that's working. Then when the extra shows up, there we go. I figured it out. I got so much of the thorium here, but I don't have anything in the way of sand, because I would love to be able to send, to also get the phase fabric going. We're actually getting really close. Why don't we go ahead and get the phase fabric going, and then we'll crank out until 9:30, and then we'll cut the stream. Because there's actually a bunch of extra. There's actually a bunch of space up here. Okay, we're gonna need a lot of sand. Oh, we're gonna need a lot of sand here. Let's see. What also might help is if I move this conveyor belt down here. Let's try that. Good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And to deal with the extra power, we can go ahead and just have some more RTGs show up. That's really easy to do. Give me 1 second here. Oh, whoops. Okay, good. That all powered up. Fantastic. Now I have 2 rows there. Like I need to do something like split it. Oh! I'm stupid. I'm stupid, stupid, stupid. We don't need the scrap. We need sand. Ay. I always forget that bit. I always forget to make it, to turn the scrap into sand. Always. Always, always, always. It's absolutely insane. That works, actually. me a second here. Things are just, getting annoying. Okay. And then we can set this up back the way we had it. Where I was stupid. No. Well, just the normal titanium, I guess. Now it's going like it's supposed to. Sheesh. Now, if we're gonna get this back to home base, what's the best way to do that? I don't exactly have like a definitive way to get it back there. I guess I could launch it. I could shoot it off. It took longer than I thought it was going to take. I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay. Okay. There. There. Yeah. Sure, let's feed it there. That'll do. also needs power, so... Okay. Let's get this thing loaded up and get the guns firing. Honestly, that wasn't bad. Down to there. There we go. Big old laser snipe. I love it. Fabulous. Okay, we need to do one last thing while I'm thinking about it. We need to do a overflow here. Send the spore stuff towards home base. We need to do a little bit of a bridge construction for these pipes. Get going. Off you go. There we go. All right. Fantastic. Oh, I love to see it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and end that there. Next week, we will start up getting this one finished up and deal with that horrible, nasty boss that was there before. Yeah, because for the most part, I think we're good. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and save that, and we will come back to this next time. So, thank you guys for being here. Zach, I'm sorry that you had kind of a long week and that you're absolutely washed out. I hope I'll see you tomorrow for longer for that. If you drop by the channel, please, I hope you'll drop by. It's normally kind of quiet when I'm kind of thinking, but I love to, like, crack jokes, make movie references, all kinds of stuff like that. Just kind of depends on what I'm doing. And the more people in the channel, the far more likely I'm going to do that. So, even though I'm quiet when I'm kind of building things up and I'm just kind of talking to myself, the more people that come into the chat, the more likely I am to actually talk and interact with people. So please, by all means, come on in. If you don't want to talk, but you want to just lurk and stuff like that, that's okay too. That really is. Lurkers are more than welcome here. It's just a little better when you're social, you know? It never hurts to say hi, you know? That's all I care about. But yeah, next Wednesday, we will come back to this, and we will continue on. We will finish up the nuclear production facility, and we'll probably crack onto another map. I don't know which one we'll do. My guessing we'll probably do Tainted Forest, because now we have options to, like, actually get that to work. It's going to be interesting kind of trying to figure out how to do power for that one. But I guess if we get an impact reactor going, that's not going to be nearly as bad. We'll have to see how it works. But, it works out. But yeah, that'll be next week. Tomorrow, we're going to get back into Elite Dangerous. We have material stuff that we're going to do. There is this wonderful little sector that I've gone to. I've already flown myself out there, and we're going to explore it. That's all we're going to do next time, is explore it and, land and craft and scan things, all kinds of fun stuff. This place out here is like the epitome. I also noticed there were tons of carriers inside the system. If we're lucky, someone will have a raw material trader. If not, we'll have to fly back to somewhere to get it sorted out. But before we do that, we're going to kind of hang out in that sector a little bit and see where we are. Yeah, but that'll be kind of everything. I still need to figure out a game that we're going to do on Friday, but honestly, Really Dangerous for Fridays is not bad because I have a goal now that I can actually work on. So we can do that as well, kind of getting that stuff going. Yeah, that might be what we play for on Fridays. Who knows? We'll have to see. Anyway, I will hope to see you guys in a future stream. I hope you guys have a good night. You're almost there. Friday tomorrow, and then you have a weekend. So I will see you all then or in a future stream. Until then, take care.